going to our panel session now, and I have quite a lot of questions for you guys, but we're running out of time, so I'll just probably pick one or two to ask. Let's start with John. Good evening, John. Thank you so much for your session. It was that is amazing. Considering the fact that you are still an undergraduate and you've achieved, should I say achieved? Yeah, it's an achievement. You've done so much. It's really, really amazing to see. So I want to ask this question because I made my research so that I'll be able to ask the right questions. So, John, you're a brand strategist, right? You are a personal development coach, you're a speaker, you're a founder. Hey, God, I beg. This is what I'm even saying, it's making me. So, how did you how did all of these things come into place? Development coach. You mentioned that you're into graphics designing, you help with brands revenue strategy and all of those things. What did you start with? How did the other things, how did they align? How did they grow from? Because it's not, one will not just say that everything started just at once. So what did you start with and how were you able to birth, let me use that word, yeah. How were you able to birth all these other aspects of your life from just maybe one thing that you started with?
All right. Thank you so much. This is a very good question, and I think when I was about to speak, I think I shared my story, my experience. I said everything started in 2020. That was the COVID-19 period. I started in fact, I didn't even start with graphic design. let me let me let me let me let me shock you. I started with, let me say, graphic, like, let me say, design, video animation per se, video animation. So from video animation, it was just out of curiosity. Do you get? So it was just, I was just like, I've learned video animation. Let me see, because around that 2020 period, around that COVID-19 period, we have different things that were flying up and down. Like, then you see, in fact, you see classes on graphic design, learn graphic design with smartphone, learn Canva, learn Photoshop, all of these things. So it was the things that it was flying around that 2020 period, around that COVID-19 period. So I was just like, I've learned video animation, so let me just pick up graphic design as just I was just whiling away with the time. And from there I found interest in graphic design. I found interest in creating something from, let me say, creating something from a blank canvas, and seeing the joy of me, of creating something from blank canvas to something very, very magnificent. So it's something that gave me so much joy and so much fulfillment. Do you understand? So now I began to explore other things, and I began to sense, let me say, a deeper passion in what I was doing. So passion was the pointer for me to tell me that, oh, this part is something I should. In fact, now let me tell you something very, very important. There is always there is, even as we are exploring different things, there are times that we will explore to a particular point and leave some things. Do you get the point now? I explored. In fact, I was in let me say, I was not too satisfied with video animation. That was why I moved. So I moved from video animation to graphic design. And in fact, there were times that I would wake up in the middle of the night. I was burning data. In fact, I will now wake up in next morning. I'll say, Mom, see what I was able to create during that. Mommy would say, John, oh my, oh, kin soon. So everything started back then. So this all these things are parameters to show you that, okay, pay attention to it. Pay attention to the things you just find yourself doing effortlessly. So from graphic design, so I think you were asking me that how did I also move from being a strategist. Now, graphic design. So I came to an understanding that, and let me tell you something very, very important too. See, you have to come to a place whereby you, just like Miss Mercy Priest said, info, love info. You have to have an understanding that whatever I'm doing right now, there is always an updated version. In fact, my mentor said something so profound. He said, follow person wey sabi updated updates, meaning follow someone that has updated updates, meaning someone can even have an update, but I tell you that person's update, someone else has an updated version of the update right now. Do you get the point now? You cannot use Android 15. In fact, we have Android 16 right now. You can't compare Android 10 to Android 16. There is no how you can compare them. So I got into this understanding that, okay, I'm doing graphic design right now, but then where do I see? So I told myself that I was building towards something. I want more from my graphic design journey. I don't just want to be known for, oh, I can design beautiful flyers, beautiful different things, beautiful design. I wanted something more. And how was I even able to change my taste board to something, let me say something bigger and something more massive, to the point that I'm now a brand strategist, to the point that I don't just get paid as a designer, I get paid as a strategist. Meaning that I can tell you that this design you are doing right now, this is the projection is going to go. This will work, this will not work. Do you understand now? So I moved from check the flow from video animation to what? To graphic design. That was from passion. So I tell you that your passion right now, you also have to go and find out information. So I went to make research, asked questions. In fact, this year, I would say this 2026 was a turning point of my life. That was when I transitioned into brand strategy. It got to a point that I was in a lonely middle phase. I was like, what's the next thing for my life? Because I got so tired of graphic design, doing design, meeting deadlines, all of these things. I wanted something more. Do you understand? So all of these things happened. That was because I took a particular step. So that was how I moved from from video animation to graphic design. From graphic design, I transitioned into what brand strategy, to the point that I started asking questions. In fact, that's why you have to understand that in clarity thing. Clarity pre consistency. So some of you right now, you are showing up on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook you are doing 200 days challenge, but you are not really clear of where you are headed to. You're not really clear of what you should be doing right now. And you not that you are even not that you will not get the best of what is, because the goal of every of your consistent action is meant to amplify your voice, it's meant to amplify your impact. So I tell you that someone can be posting consistently for 50 days, yes, and still not get the result. And someone can just come and say, I want to show up for 5 days with the right knowledge, and you're like, how are you doing this thing? What magic are you putting to this thing? So you have to understand that there is a place of clarity first before consistency. So there were some seasons that I was not just posting. I went to settle with what's the next bigger picture from graphic design? What are the next possibilities from graphic design? So I was like, okay, I don't want to just be doing graphic design alone. I want to be paid as a strategist. So now people pay me as a strategist, to the point that I now take jobs that, in fact, I can say I'll give it to my team. My team will handle it. Do you understand? So now I think I've answered graphic design, video animation, brand strategy, and everything. That's the transition phase. Now, so I think you were asking me that, okay, how did I even move to maybe public speaking and different things? Now, along the part of my process, I just had this burning desire of, I want to I just, in fact, it goes to a point that I started seeing, whenever you see great things and you admire great things, there's a way, in fact, there's a way you start doing great things by default too. So I was like, I'm seeing people that are speaking on flyer designs. Do they have two heads? So I became so uncomfortable, to the point that I started seeing that this is something I can do too. I was like, what will it take me to get here? I said, okay, I now paid more attention to what I sat down under people that spoke. What makes a great speaker? See, I'm not at the climax of my speaking journey yet, but I know I'm getting there. It's a process. So I sat down under people that they keep inviting. I'm like, this person, it's not as if you have two heads. Like, sometimes what you even know is what I know. So I'm like, okay, let me read more books. Let me get more. So as I began to give myself to growth and process, some platforms came. Good. Now, when those platforms came, with the help of God, I delivered in those platforms, and some platforms opened doors to more platforms. It's like a ripple effect. So there are some things that will begin to open up when in fact when you give that current thing your best. Some I've gotten platforms to speak at, maybe virtually, to speak at Sierra Leone. Yes, maybe 2 years ago or so. That was it didn't just happen just day one like that. So it's happened from the state of me, even when I had 5 persons on the call, to the point of I've spoken to over 500 persons on the call. So it's a ripple effect. That's about the speaking stuff and the global impacts. I think that's how everything transitioned. And in terms of founding too, you said I'm a founder. Yeah, I founded Builders Conclave and all of these things. Now, that aspect of founding is just more or less like, okay, is let me say it's more of an expression of just me. Yeah. In fact, there was one time that if now the way I discovered this, the way I founded this Builders Conclave was just from a point of, okay, what are the things that just burdens me, and what are the kind of things that, in fact, the litmus test to know where you can fit or where you can function in is, let me say, the things that come to you effortlessly, that they don't have to force you to do it. What is that one topic? Ask yourself, what's that one topic that always comes as a burden to you, that it just flows? Like, sometimes you just, sometimes some of us, you think you're ranting, but you don't know that those rants, they is a pointer to what God will have you do. I tell you, you just think that I don't just like the way they treat people. Those things are pointers. They are so I'm like, I love it when people can just sit down somewhere and innovate and build something. That was where Builders Conclave came from. Do you understand now? So everything was just, let me say, it's connected. It didn't just happen in one day that, oh, it's connected from video animation to what? To graphic design. Graphic design, I wanted to something more. I made research to explore more. I moved to what? Brand strategy. Then from brand strategy to even along the transition phase, some opportunities came for me to make impact. So I tell you that when you are giving your, let me say, when you are moving, some opportunities too will come to you that you embrace, to the point that when you give it your best, it opens the doors of more opportunities to you. That's about that. And the founding aspects too is something that, in fact, it keeps getting better, it keeps improving, and it keeps compounding because of who you've become. Do you understand? And the quality of the kind of things, let me say, you want to even found, you want to let me say, build on or leverage on, it's still depending on the quality of who you have become first. So you can't say you want to you want to establish let me say, something that will pioneer, or something that will change the world, and you yourself, you don't even have understanding of how things work. It has to start from you first. So you first, then other things will begin to flow. So I think this has answered everything. Thank you so much.
Yes, it has. That question was perfectly answered. I can't you guys are you guys still on the call? I'm not seeing reactions, I'm not seeing our excitement. So because of time, we'll be moving to the questions on the chat box. This is directed to Miss Mercy Praise. Good evening. My question is directed to Miss Mercy Praise. I'm a part 1 law student and I intend to major in international law and to work with the UNO. What are the practical steps, skills, and values I need to inculcate as the present and going forward to transit from the grassroots to the globe and make impact? Thank you. Over to you, Miss Mercy Priest.
Thank you very much. So the question was from Michael. Okay, need the right updates. You need the right information. There's a background noise somewhere. Somebody's mic is on. Somebody's mic is on. All right. So you need to write it. Basically, you need to write updates. And for you to get it right, I don't know if you have a LinkedIn account. or please get a LinkedIn account. Even the greatest, I mean, people who are the persons you look up to in the United Nations, the United Nations is made up of different subsects. We have the security agency, we have the economic aspects and all that. The people you look up to, Antonio Guterres and all that, they are all on LinkedIn. So I would suggest that you get a LinkedIn account. That's number one. Number two, look, just type United Nations in the people section. Search out. Look for people that are working United Nations. First thing you will do when you get their names is follow them. Then number three now. So first one is have a LinkedIn account. Number two, find out people working there. Number and then follow them. Then number three, you will then go to their profile and check their profile. Check on what course did they study. Check on what are the skills they have. Some of them is cross-functional team leadership. Some of them is project management. Some of them is international leadership. Some of them is business development. Just find out those skills that they have. Then go to their experience section. You see that and check what they do. Okay. Then number four is make an attempt to reach out to some of them and tell them that you want to learn from them. You are young, aspiring, pardon my Yoruba. Bugwe means everything. And you want them to mentor you. I kid you not, in the international world, mentorship is something that a lot of white people hold very dear. It's part of the things they add to their CV. So they will be willing. It may not be all of them that will respond to you, but just reach out to like 4 or 5 or even more than that. And then if you respond back to you, and then they'll start guiding you through. And that's all. You need the right info, and that I believe is the best info, because a lot of people say a lot of things and it is not necessary. Some people say if you do speaking engagements, a lot of speaking engagements, and you do this, you enter UN. It doesn't work like that, too. It doesn't work like that. And there are a lot of persons that want to work in the UN. I'm telling you, even in OAU, I've had many persons say, I want to work in UN, I want to work in UN. But see, if you don't have the right updates, you're wasting your time. So I believe that will help you. Thank you very much. I hope that helps.
All right. Thank you very much. I think also for other people, even if you are not in the law space or if you are not a law student, I think that answer is going to help every other person also on this call. To the next question, this is directed to Mr. John Adini. How do you handle it when people ask you to mentor or teach them, but you are still learning yourself? How do you add value without pretending to have all the answers?
All right, please, am I audible enough? Am I audible
Yes,
enough?
you are.
Just
Yes, you
okay,
are.
thank you so much. This is a very solid question. And said, how do you handle it when people ask you to mentor or teach them, but you are still learning yourself? Now, you have to have an understanding of something very important. Now, whenever you are in the path or you're in the process of growth, personal development, your journey, whatever, you are always, in fact, no matter the level you are currently, you are always one step ahead of someone. Good. Have that understanding. And that understanding should drive you to, in fact, it should give you a perspective of, you should even expect people to even say, come and mentor me, come and coach me. You should have that understanding that number one, it will come. Definitely it will come. We have to have an understanding of, you should not allow it to, in fact, it should not distract what you are building currently. Let me give you one very, very practical scenario. Somebody was reaching out to me on WhatsApp yesterday. She said, come and teach me brand strategy. I said, I don't teach brand strategy yet. Do you understand? I don't teach it yet because there are some things that when you expose yourself to it prematurely, it will distract you. Let's just say you just started graphic design. Maybe you started 5 months ago, and someone is telling you, "Wow, nice, banger designs, very sweet, amazing. Come and mentor me. Come and teach me." Now you start entering your head that I'm a boss. So when there are still so many things you should learn in the curriculum. Do you understand now? So you have to have an understanding that even this teaching process, mentorship process, it's a phase. So it's very, very okay when you know that you are not yet solid, because you have to start seeing it as the quality of people that will emerge from from what I'm, in fact, the quality of people that we emerge is directly proportional to the quality of myself. Yes. The quality that I am currently is directly proportional to the quality of the result that will be replicated in people. So there are some things that not that I can't even I can't teach them, but no, I don't have the results yet to teach them. So it would be so wise for me to say, I don't teach this thing yet, to go and submit under my coach. Do you get the kind of do you get that kind of thing now? So I can say, no, like I cannot even teach you, but no, let me have the results first. Because see, when you have some level of results, hey, when you have some level of results, see, you will not struggle to do some things at all. So see, definitely it will come when you know you are still learning, and you know that you still have a long. In fact, that's why I said if you are thinking long term, don't start thinking short term. Don't start thinking of, because I want to have disciples, I want to have 500 students, and you know you are still learning. It will affect you. It can distract you. So there's a place of you staying so committed, stay committed to the cause. To the point that when you see, in fact, when you have the result itself, when you have solid results enough, you yourself you will know. It's a knowing. Don't just say you want to teach prematurely. There's some people that they are teaching prematurely, and yes, definitely they are making impact too. But then the fruit of every impact work is, let me say, the lives that are transformed, and there's something such as sustainability. The people you are trying to even raise now, can those people stand the test of time, let's say in 5 years to come? And that's one thing you should know. If you try to teach, let me say, prematurely, yes, you will raise some people too, but those people, let me say, they will come out half baked too. Now those people too, if those half baked guys see someone that is solid, they will go and meet those solid people too. They will grow again. And you yourself, you're trying to teach from where you have not even from a cup you have not filled. Do you understand now? So it's best for you to even teach, for you to mentor out of your overflow, not out of your reservoir. Do you get? You are teaching, you are mentoring out of your overflow, not out of your reservoir. So there are times that you have to just sit down, lock in, get the result first. Let it affect you first. So once it has affected you first, once you've gotten the real change, the real transformation from it, see, it becomes so easy for you to spread. And in fact, you start seeing some results effortlessly in some people. Now I've taught some people right now that they've bought laptop, they've made their first 6 figures, 7 figures. Yes, 5 years, 3 years ago, or 3 years ago, I didn't have that result because I have not been there. If you have not if you have not entered the room, how do you want to bring people into a transformation that you've not entered? It doesn't work that way. Things are not magical. Do you understand? So I think I've answered that question about you learning yourself. So tell yourself that I'm thinking far. So you will not allow short term, come and mentor me, come and coach me. How much is your mentorship? Don't allow money. Money can blindfold you of some opportunities. They will tell you, I want to learn. But this is our distractions. See, pay attention to your growth. Because in your becoming process, you will attract some people to yourself effortlessly, even without you forcing it. Do you understand? So you now said, how do you add values without pretending to have all the answers? Definitely, if you are trying to add value, you are adding value based on what you have. So leave the place of pretense. You have to come to the understanding of me trying to add value. I'm adding value based on what I know, and the quality of what I'm going to say out as value is the quality of what I'm stuffed up with. That's why there's a place of you always, even if there's someone that gives out, go and find a constant system to refuel yourself, to refuel yourself. There's always something to learn, and every day is an avenue for you to always see it as, I am adding value to my life. So don't just, definitely it's okay to have the mindset of, I want to add value to someone's life, I want to impact people's life, but start seeing it more as a responsibility every day of, I've woken up today. How can I add value to my life today? What are the things that we do to get me closer to my goals, to get me closer to becoming the kind of person I've envisioned? I hope this answers the question. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. A round of applause, a round of applause, a round of applause. Please, if you have, does anyone ask questions and they want to speak? Maybe you don't want to type. Can you like raise your hand? Okay, there's a question in the chat box. If you have more questions, please you can drop them in the chat box. And if you want to speak, you can signify with the raise of your hand so that I can pass the mic over to you. So this question again is directed to Mr. John. He said that my question is directed to Mr. John Adini. You mentioned that you are doing graphics designing, brand strategy, and more, and you are currently in the university. How do you manage your time and meet up with daily activities?
All right, so time management 101 ethics. Okay, let me tell you something very, very important. You have to understand that the very first thing I will tell you is understand that my time is my life. And whatever I do, every of the steps I take right now is part of my life. So stop. Maybe in fact, some of us have separated some things in our head that my academic life is different from my spiritual life, different from my brand business life. See everything as my life. This is my life first. So every of the actions you take towards, let me say, towards every path. In fact, the structures let me use this word. The structures you now set, even in different extensions you are doing, is very, very much important. So there's a place of structures even in building. Currently, I'm on my IT. I'm doing my industrial training. My industrial training is for 6 months. And before I started my IT, I told myself one simple statement that always keeps ringing a bell in my head. I said, John, your life can change in 6 months. That was the only thing I said to myself. I said, John, your life can change in 6 months. That was the only thing I said to myself. So you have to have an understanding that, see, there is something that can power you to the point that, yes, even if you have different things, different things you are doing, different structures, some things will still be in motion. There's a place of setting the right structures. Do you get the point now? So structures in the place of you. There are times that, in fact, there are times you will sit down alone. Where do I see myself going? And even if you made some mistakes in the past, okay, how can I pick up myself again and move again? So sometimes the wisdom might not even the wisdom you might take after this session might not be say, oh, I want to copy Mr. John because he's doing graphic design. I want to go and sometimes start with, if it's just one thing you can undo, your capacity can undo. Please do that one thing. Give it your best. It has, you see, different things will open up from there. It's as simple as that. You can't now say because, oh, I want to do writing. Tomorrow I'll see you in writing class. I'll see you in baking class. I'll see if you are trying to scatter your energy, see, scattered energy, it will not lead you to a point. See, everything I'm doing right now, my brand strategy, public speaking is so everything is, let me say, it has a point I'm targeting everything to. Do you understand right now? So you have to understand that there's a place of setting systems and structures in place. Systems and structures in place. Your system and structure could be, 30 minutes per. Yes, let me tell you something very, very important too. So, sometimes we want to tell ourselves that, I'm so busy with academics, different things, with spirituals. I don't even have time for my personal development. Now, I tell you something that there is a law of compounding effects. You don't necessarily have to say, 5 hours per day for my skill. See, if you can consistently give yourself a mindset of 30 minutes per day, see, 30 minutes per day, do it for 1 month. I tell you that I will not see the same version of you next month. Is that simple? And yes, and that thing I want to tell you too is, see, is sacrifice. At this, see, we are all youth, we are all. Do you get? We are all. I'm not up to 25 years. I'm not up to. Do you get? But tell yourself that, see, there are some things that if you don't do right now, hey, you see, your children will suffer it. I tell you. There's sometimes that you have to understand that leave the place of, definitely take care of yourself is very, very important. But I tell you that there's sometimes that you have to stretch yourself because that's what it demands for this season. There are times that you have sleepless night. What are you doing? You are studying your book. You're reading your books. You're making research for the next level of your life. Because there are times, yes, there are times that yes, you have to give in so much sacrifice. Like that, the next level you are praying for, see, is attached to the sacrifice you are trying to downplay. Yes, that next level you are praying for is attached to the sacrifice you don't want to put in. So you have to start seeing yourself that you have to start waking up with a sense of responsibility and urgency of this is my life. This is my nobody see. This life that I have. It is my own. I cannot copy. See, you cannot copy the person you are trying to even copy. You don't know. Maybe the person you are trying. Maybe they're your friend. They are trying to copy. Maybe he has one. In fact, maybe he has higher leverage. Maybe you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. See, everybody has different. We have. See, that's why you have to understand where you are headed to, and know what is fueling you. That's why you can't just follow someone and just say, he's my friend. My friend he's not taking his life. See, back then in secondary school, I had some, I'll never say he's a friend because he was so playful. Before you hear jingle bell like this, you will see him on the basketball sweating. But then in the middle of the night, he's burning midnight candles. Guy, see, to the point that in fact he gained admission before every one of us. We're like, this boy, how are you doing it? So understand yourself. And don't follow someone else path. Do you understand? Don't follow someone else pace when you've not discovered your path. Come again, don't follow someone else pace when you've not discovered your path. Don't follow someone else's pace, PACE, when you've not discovered your own PATH. So have an understanding of okay, this is and that thing that can make things easy for you too is find someone that's let me say that's gone ahead of you. Be it your like friends that push you, friends that are already ahead. So to the point that you can easily ask them questions. In fact, sometimes your problem might not even be lack of consistency. It might just be one question you need answered. Ask questions. Oh, how are you able to do this thing? Different things. Sit down under people that have gone ahead. That's how you fast track your process. That's how you will save time. And another thing you should pay attention to is that there are times you will have free times. See, the way you handle your free time, the way you handle your, let me say, leisure time, in fact, it tells much more on where you are headed to. Someone else can see leisure period as a moment to play game. But you know that if I don't take my leisure period with so much seriousness, I will not achieve what I want to achieve. So start waking up with a sense of okay, remind yourself of, in fact, start reminding yourself too of the possibilities of what mediocrity can do to you. Do you understand? Start putting yourself on a pedestal because let me tell you something very, very important. There are times that motivation will not even come from an external source. You know, sometimes you see some videos, you get so hyped that hey, yeah, I will not fail, I will not stop. These things are good, but they will not stand the test of time. What will stand the test of time is what you have powered yourself with, the kind of fuel that is propelling you. So when you see people doing high impact stuff, see there is something that is keeping them awake when you are snoring. That's where I'm headed to. I tell you that even in your academics, different things, you can tell yourself that growth is possible. Start looking at people that they've done exploits, that they came out with first class. Yes, people that came out with first class, that did business, that did different. Go and start seeing them as role model. Don't start see. You have to change the kind of people you see. Change your taste board. You want to shift global things, right? Please start seeing people that have lived long in the possibility of where you're even praying to get to. Do you understand? Look at them consistently. Look at their results. Study them. Observe their patterns. Observe their routines. That's how you will get it. Not just by saying, this thing is too much. Yes, it's too much. Right? Start with one. Start with one. Spread. Stretch yourself. In fact, there is no limit to what you can do. There is no. In fact, sometimes we have created some limitations in our mind that I cannot handle this thing together. It's too much for me. It's too much for my head. It's because you have limited yourself.
There's a way you have the mindset of give me 500 things. I'm not saying go on the 500 things, but it's the way you give yourself an internal mindset, an internal mindset re-engineering that whatever I do, it works. That's whatever I touch, it prospers. That's where you start functioning from a standpoint of this destiny calls, destiny is ahead. Destiny that lies ahead of me, because there are so many things there are so many people that are attached to my rising. Do you get? So you can't afford to you have to start seeing it with the responsibility that I can't afford to be small, because if I'm small, some people will suffer it. Yes. So that's what should keep you. That's what should keep you burning, even in trying to do different things together. Yeah. There are times that would demand that you do a lot of things together, and you will shut down some things. It's just wisdom and balance. I pray God will help you. That's all I have to say to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. John. Thank you so much, Miss Mercy Praise, for your time. We'll be rounding up very shortly, so I will be handing over back to Praise. I want to be sure if she's on the call.
Yes.